Hi, friends. How are you? Hi, queens. I pray that your new year is full of God's mercy and grace already. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. This is January the 2nd, 2023. Now, how many going to remember to write 23 on their forms and lists and sign ins and all that good stuff? I pray to God I do. I always mess up like the first week. I always mess up like the first week, but then I kind of, get a hang of everything. But this is your Queen Clayleen, and I'm saying Happy New Year. I know you guys want to say, welcome back, Queen. Where have you been? You've been on a hiatus. I get it. I understand. I've been on a hiatus because I've been working. Listen, hey Shawanda, how you doing? I send nothing but blessings and love your way. Cause guess what, beautiful? You deserve it. And happy New Year's to you again. Shawanda, I'm gonna tell you something. You are simply a fantastic moderator. Just a sweetheart, and I want to tell you, thank you for rocking with me. Because I hear, I don't know, I haven't experienced it because everybody I've come across has been great on these YouTube streets, but I hear that people flip flop and do all type of crazy stuff. One day they with you, and one day they not. And I want to say you have not changed your face. You've been the same. And I say thank you and happy New Year's to you and your family. And we are always continually praying for you. So you guys saw the topic, relationships. This is a hot topic amongst women, right? Okay, we always talking about some type of relationship and what's going on and how come this and all. We always talking about our male counterparts, our male friends, right? So we're gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff has went down in Queen the Queen's life. I want y'all to know that. This is my script that I'm moving out of the way. That I just was in the stage play. I'm gonna tell you one thing. First of all, I want to say I'm good. Everything is well. All is well. I am happy. I am floating. I am glowing. I God has just been good. His mercy, His grace has followed me over to 2023, and you can't ask for nothing more but your health, your shelter, food, clothing, your loved ones by your side, a job. You can't help but just be grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? Anything extra, we say thank you to the Lord, right? So we're gonna talk about relationships. What is your criteria for 2023? Is it the same for 23 as it was for 22? Have you changed your perspective or your appetite? What is different? Are you expecting more now? Um, or have you lowered your standards or your expectations? Not in a bad way, but are you less picky? I'm gonna share some things with you guys today. What my goals is as far as relationships for this year. One thing is I am not settling. Queens, I want to tell you, we don't settle. We're not just settling for a man just to have a man. If I could just get a man, I don't care. I don't care if he ain't got no job. I don't care if he this and that. I'd accept it. No, we're not doing that today. Because you this year, because you know why? You deserve the best. You deserve exactly what God wants you to have. You deserve the best because you're special. You're a queen. You deserve it, right? We don't just settle for just the first person that come your way, right? That's not what you do. You don't just settle for the first thing that comes your way or the first person that send you something in your DM saying you cute. Can I hook up with you? Can I get them digits? We don't settle for that, queens. You're gonna have to show me that you are genuinely interested and that you are what I want, right? I'm going to read some statistics to you guys about relationships and what society and of course what some relationship gurus have said about relationships and breakups. And post COVID was it's not post COVID because COVID is still going around. People, let's be clear, COVID is going around. Okay, so it says since COVID has hit, huge number of relationships around the world have been strained by lockdowns and stress. How many know that to be true? Now, I haven't experienced that. Now, this past summer, mid early summer, I did try to re-engage in a relationship with my ex-husband. That consequently did not work out. And it wasn't due to COVID. It's just that our interests just wasn't there. You try, you go back and try, like, hey, maybe this can work out. It didn't work out, but it had nothing to do with COVID. But well, one thing is we did not live together. However, we do live in the same complex. We do not live together. So I think they're speaking towards relationships that where people are cohabiting together, and just that every day, seeing you every day. You don't have your personal space. You don't have room to be yourself. You don't have no downtime from the relationship. I don't care what nobody say. Sometimes you need a downtime from the relationship, because guess what? Absence make the heart grow fonder, right? Absence make the heart grow fonder. So you had that, you didn't have that downtime for COVID. And you know what kind of picked up? Domestic violence, domestic abuse picked up during COVID. So a lot of relationships broke up because of that. A lot of people broke up during COVID. A lot of people broke up. A lot of relationships, long term relationships, like people marriages, like people were getting divorced because of the stress of just being confined together, because they cohabitated together now, which was unfortunate. Everybody needs their space. I don't care how much, I don't care how much love you are in. Everybody, you need air to breathe. You need air to miss them. You need air to step back and see the perspective or the retrospect of your relation, or retrospect of your relationship, to see, you know what I'm saying, what it is. Is it working? What do you like about this individual? You just need time to reflect and observe. But if you always underneath, now, I could be wrong. A lot of people, they like that. Wherever you go, I go. Not me. I don't want to be smothered. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to think about you and then reconnect with you. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it, for me, it makes the relationship more spicier. It makes it more interesting. It gives me a chance to miss you. And then I'm eager to see you, right? You don't get bored that way. That's for me. That's not for everybody else. Okay. I'm going to read to you a little bit more, and then we're gonna get some perspectives, and then we're gonna get right into our subject matter. I'm sending a text. Hold on one second. Uh, okay. So it said COVID was a stressor, therefore relationships to break up. It says that some of you that are reading this, being in a long distance relationship, that will never have to expect, never have to deal with this. Okay, so the long distance relationships, I'm all for. I don't necessarily want to cohabitate unless we're married. I'm traditional in that instance. But for those that have long distance relationships, those I've been in a long distance relationship before, like the two different states. Those relationships take work. It takes creativity. It takes work, and you really got to be serious about this individual, and you got to be trustworthy and a person of integrity. Because here you are in a different state, and the other person's in a different state, and you just don't know what they're doing, and you just have to trust them that they're gonna stay faithful to the relationship, and gonna have integrity and be truthful to you, right? That's a really trusting thing to be in a long term relationship. Um, it says keys relationship statistics. Listen to this, guys. I thought this was really interesting. 35% um of percent of teens between 13 and 17 have experienced relationships. That cracked me up because, first of all, I'm not gonna say you haven't been in relationships, you have no serious relationships, but you don't even know who you are around about that age. Okay, so let's just say you had an engagement, or you had a situation or something like that, or you just had that puppy love going on, but not no full fledged. Oh my God, I'm in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Type of situation. Not for me. Well, I did have one serious high school relationship. I ain't gonna take that away from him. Most individuals during long distance see each other twice a month. That's a lot. You got to have some bread because you're gonna have to travel and make that person feel like they're wanted. So you want to see them. They don't just want to see you virtually. Now, I will say this: there is a new trend going on in the virtual world, and it's called oh God, I hope I get this right. I just seen it on the Today Show today. It's called oh God, it's called flirtations or something like that. God, what do you call that? Something. Flirting is something, but it's a program, a software, a app that you enter into this virtual world and you date individuals in that virtual world. Like everybody has an avatar, and you go out on virtual dates, like golfing, to a club, or to a dinner and a show, but you do it all virtually. Now, this is a new concept, and I'm saying it must be really bad in our local towns and cities, where you got to go virtually to meet somebody. Like on well, I've heard of internet dating. Of course, we heard of internet dating. We heard of, what do you call that internet site? Um, what do you call that internet site? What do you call it? Oh God, what is it? Because I ain't never been on it. I don't have no profile. What do you call that? Man, what do you call that? Um, God. Well, they got the Facebook dating. They got the Christians dating.com thing. They got everything. Older people dating, midlife crisis. Well, you go on them apps. Okay, but this is something different. This is where you are in this virtual universe, and you presented your avatar is presented there, and I guess people like walk up to you and want to introduce themselves, but they use the avatar. Now I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, do you really look like this avatar? You know what I'm saying? Do you really look like what you're portraying? Um, I don't know. And I would most definitely truthfully represent myself. I'm a full size plus size woman. And I want you to like me just the way I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I do certain things, and when I've been in relationships, I do certain things like, how of course, I'm beautiful. I get dialed up, but I will have a natural, no makeup, no weave day, and be around them just to see, are you really interested in me? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're really interested in me, I'm looking for a commitment, and if this is what it is, then this, you know what I'm saying, you may run across me when I'm just normal. I'm gonna need you to still be in love with me, just like that. You know what I'm saying? So I would do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just to see. Cause I'm tired of playing games with these men. I'm gonna just say men, and I'm sure men are tired of playing games with women. We need to do a proper representation of ourselves. A lady shared a term with me that I thought was so awesome. She said what happened was their representative was on point, and she kept saying it. I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Your representative is on point. Excuse me. And she explained it. She said what he projected to you was on point, or what he projected to her was on point. It wasn't really him. It was his representative speaking for him and doing for him and taking her out and doing this and acting like this and this and this and this. But it really wasn't him. And I said, yeah, that's just called being fake or whatever. But when you have a whole persona that you're presenting to somebody, that takes energy. That takes energy. Okay. And to keep that going for a while until you snag them and come to find out this a whole monster you dealing with. Not only is it a representative, but it's a demon. Okay. Let's be clear. All right. So yeah, a lot of people got some really good representatives out here. Okay. So you got to be, you have to be sure and have a level of discernment. Okay. All right, guys, listen, before we move on, I'm going to pause for the cause. You know the cause of support? Check them out, guys.
I Believe is a lifestyle brand for anyone who believes in something greater than themselves. The time is now to simply believe.
All right, the time is now to simply believe, because it's 2023. And of course, believe in something greater than yourself. When we say that's the Lord, that's Dennis Gregory. Shout out to Dennis Gregory, one of our sponsors, one of our bros in the Lord. Check out his brand. He got some new stuff in his clothing line. I believe or Dennis Gregory. You can find him on Dennis Gregory. I'm sorry. You can find him on Facebook, or just Google the brand, and I'm quite sure his product will come up. Support him and tell him that Seawood sent you. Okay. All right, check this out about long distance relationships. Is this something that you're interested in? I mean, and if you are, chime in the comments. And those that are watching the relay, you guys are always watching the relay, and you sending me love and you comment. I want to say thank you so much. I don't take for granted your support. Okay, 60% of long distance relationships are successful. Wow, that's a high percentage to me. 60% of long distance relationships are successful. Now, I remember I was in a relationship and I was on the road and I traveled for about a year. I was touring and I was in a relationship, and it did take some stress. It did kind of take a toll. I was young, so it wasn't I was young, but it was a valid, serious relationship. But when the unknown of you not knowing what the individual is doing, you just gotta trust in that love, right? You just gotta trust in the individual. You just gotta trust in that they love you, right? But it did take a stress because somebody lied and said I was with somebody on the road and I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Everything I was doing was to make him proud and try to build something with him. You know what I'm saying? But it did kind of take a stressor, because you don't see them for months and weeks and weeks and weeks, you know what I'm saying? Your mind does wander. So, but it says 60%. This is what they're saying: 60% of long-term relationships are successful. 45% of Tinder users use the app to boost their confidence. Isn't that something? And I think it's because that persona, that representative that you put out there, you can hide behind that. And when you get all this positive feedback, like, wow, you look cute. Hey, can I get your digits? Or you getting these correspondence via internet because they don't know you, because they don't see you in real life, because they don't live with you, or because they're not actually dating you yet. But you're getting all this positive feedback off of your images, excuse me, or your controlled edited videos, you know what I'm saying? And you're getting all this positive feedback, it boosts your confidence, right? And so it says 45% of Tinder users use app to boost their confidence. 63% of college men say they want a traditional relationship. And I wonder why that is. And I want to know, when was this survey taken? Is it current, up to date? Is it like 5 years ago, or is it today? Because there are a lot of independent, non-traditional women that are looking for men who want traditional women now. But you got a high percentage of individuals, of men, that love the go-getter independent woman, and they want to build with them. They don't necessarily want them to be housewives, because now they see housewives as being lazy or just want to sit around the house and do nothing. Whereas back in the day, in the 50s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, it was almost expected for the wife to be at home and have children and all of that good stuff. And at this point, I used to take pride in being a go-getter, being an entrepreneur, going out, working, paying my bills and all that stuff. But honey, I'm getting older now, and I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind being a housewife. I wouldn't mind being a traditional housewife, Hey, I wouldn't mind it at all. But we're gonna keep rocking it and taking care of business, because we have to. But as you get older, you get tired. It's like, hey, I need the help. What's up? Bring them. Okay, send them. Okay, so 66% of long distance relationship don't make it because they don't plan for the future. Okay, so now we hot and heavy. We having all these phone calls. We sexting, text message, sending all these steamy things. Now, all is good now. But what happens when you got 4 or 5 high telephone bills, 4 or 5 years of telephone bills, 4 or 5 trips to each other? Okay, are we gonna keep doing this, or are we planning for the future to cohabitate, to pull together, to become one entity? You know what I'm saying? Or are we gonna continue to travel? No, 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 no. There has to become a conclusion to this. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? You got people who are with people for 10 years and they just travel from state to state to see each other. That's not gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need something a little bit more solid, a little bit more closer, right? I'm a romantic. I want to see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for uh compromising and just under being understanding and all that good stuff. But at some point, I'm gonna need something, a commitment. You know what I'm saying? All right, okay. Here we go. 20% of men cheat. Wow. They wait a minute. 20% of men cheat and 13%. Wait a minute. 20% of men cheat and 13% of women cheat. They most definitely got that wrong. And I'm not being biased against men. I'm not being biased at all against men. I'm not. But somebody lied. Okay. And I have been seeing horror stories of this. And this has really been aggravating me, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Especially and I hope I don't get in trouble. Don't nobody come for me. But especially in our community. It's like, how come these men can't be faithful? How come you can't be faithful? How come you cannot appreciate this woman who has agreed to share her life with you, share her body with you, share her journey with you, share her money with you, share her nurturing side to you? Why can't you be man enough and be courageous and be faithful to this woman, and vice versa? Why can't the woman be faithful to a man that's willing to soften up and be romantic and cater to you and love on you? Why can't you? Why don't you consider him as strong? Or somebody, or why do you consider soft romantic men as men that you can run over and just punk? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. I love a nurturing man. I love a nurturing man that tends to my needs and make me feel, for lack of a better word, like Beyonce when he see me, or make me feel like I'm somebody special, or takes the time to pay attention to my requests, and then actually come back and present them and manifest them for me. I love that. That is what turns me on when I see a man that is attentive, um, and takes the time to make sure that I'm okay, and just they see about you. That to me means the world to me. That you taking the time to make me feel special. You don't have to buy me gifts. I buy my own gifts. Now if you do, you most definitely getting a whole bunch of stars for that. If you know what I'm saying. But I'm not a materialistic person, you know what I'm saying? I love flowers and all that stuff. I love being feeling special on those special days. I'm a romantic. And so in that respect, I am traditional. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't get, if somebody put their best foot forward and they are faithful to you and you can trust them and you can rely on them. I don't understand why you cannot be faithful to them. I don't understand why I understand why that's not enough for you. So I never could wrap my mind around cheating. All right. It says long distance couples exchange 343 texts every week. That's a lot of texting. And you know what? I almost don't believe that. I almost don't believe that. I almost don't believe that. All right, let's get into some more statistics. Millennials. Let's talk about millennials. What do you expect in 2003 as it relates to relationship goals? Um, it says 29% of millennials say they aren't ready for they're not ready financially for marriage. Is that why people are not getting married? Is that why millennials are not getting ready? Because you want to reach a goal first, because you're so goal oriented that you want to reach a goal first, that you are not marrying whoever you're in a relationship with. Is that why 29% of millennials say they aren't ready for financial marriage? They're not ready for marriage because they're not financially stable. That's interesting that you want to be financially stable before you enter into a union with an individual, which traditionally you just marry for love. Back in the day, you just marry for love, right? Now the thinking is, I want to be able to support this person. I want to be able to bring something to the table. So I'm going to wait before I carry this person on, or take this person on, or take this woman on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if men think like that, but now I do. Early on in my life, I didn't feel like I had to be financially successful in order for a man to look at me. But now I do, because they're asking, okay, what can you bring to the table? Yeah, you love me. What can you bring to the table? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is comforting to know that we will be financially secure if we came together, because you don't put everything out on the table and they know what you bring to the table, right? Um, 72% of millennials believe in staying single until meeting the one. And I can attest to this. I can attest to this. I really can. I know an individual like that. They're waiting for the one, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, what this individual, whoever this person is going to be, they are going to have to be almost doggone near perfect, because their standards is so high. You know what I'm saying? Now, for me, the one for me is that person that just love me. I'm not complex. That the stand the one for me is the person who just love me, just take me how I am, just love me for who I am. That's gonna be genuine to me. You ain't gotta be perfect. You ain't gotta always have a perfect temperament for me. You ain't gotta always say everything perfect. You ain't always gotta, make the best decisions all of the time. I just need you to love me for me and be honest and have integrity and let me be enough for you. That's all I want. And I want you to love God. That's it. That's all I want. You don't have to. You ain't got to be no, honey. We can build and work on this thing together. You know what I'm saying? We can do life together. I compliment your flaws. Your flaws can compliment me. I cover your flaws. You cover my flaws. How about that? You know, you don't have to be perfect. Y'all just need you to genuinely love me. That's almost, to be honest, that's what most women want. You know what I'm saying? If a man really love a woman really good and don't hurt her and don't debase her and don't lust after other women, you know what I'm saying? Make her feel like she's special, or not even just make her feel like it, but she knows that she's special in your eyes. You will have that woman for life. You don't have to worry about her straying. You got to worry about her being no whore in the club and all that stuff, because she knows she got at home, right? It's when she don't know what she got. It's when you make her feel insecure, right? And so you have to be careful with that. So millennials are waiting for the one, apparently. 40% of millennials say that they aren't going to settle for anyone just to be in a relationship. I know that to be true. I know some individuals like that. Like, no, I'm not going to settle for you just to have security of being able to be in a relationship and be able to go to bed with somebody. No, I'm not settling for that. You have to bring a little bit more, because I can go get that. I can go get a one night stand and keep it moving. I can go and meet my physical needs with somebody and don't even have to be tied down in a relationship with somebody. That's how people think. That's how people think. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to settle just to say that they got a man. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes women as queens, we get desperate, and it's like, the clock, the clock is ticking. So you just want to grab whoever you can grab just so you can have somebody. That's a dangerous spot to be in, because you'll settle and you'll be in a world of misery because of that. Okay. 50% of millennials are scared of long-term relationships, and the biggest reason for this is because they are scared of losing their sense of independence. I used to be like that, and I'm not a millennial. I used to be like that. Before I got married, I'm like, I this. You know what I'm saying? Because there was some rocky moments in my situation, I did kind of lose my independence of who I was. I was so overwhelmed with trying to make it work that I kind of lost who I was and my needs, and didn't care if my needs got met. Even though I was screaming to the top of my lungs, please consider my needs, my feelings. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I was losing myself because I lost focus. I was so worried about that I lost who I was. So it took me a minute to really regain who I was as an individual after my divorce. It took like 2 years to really kind of focus on who I was. You know what I'm saying? So if you get married, that doesn't mean that you lose your identity. You know what I'm saying? That means that the two is meshing into one, right? You don't. That's why I say it's okay to have your own personal time in a relationship. It's okay to have your me time. You need that. You need that. You don't want to be just totally identified by your husband. You want to be identified who you are. I am the wife of, but that doesn't define who I am. That's how I feel. Now, I could be wrong. I could be totally dead wrong. We don't know. 70% of millennials want to get married. I don't know about that. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. I don't think they do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like I know a situation now that, it's like you almost ready to go to the nursing home. You won't marry this woman who've held you down for decades. She she been faithful to you for decades, but you won't commit to her. It's like you in your 60s. Like what's going on? You just gonna be a bachelorette to the day you die, huh? You just gonna be a bachelor to like I don't get that. Some people don't believe in marriage. You know what I'm saying? I believe in marriage. It's okay. It is okay to pledge your love to the person that you love. It is okay to be legally bound to the person that you know you're gonna love forever. I believe in marriage. I believe in marriage. I believe God instituted that. I believe that there's a spiritual bond, there's a legal bond, and it's just you telling that person that I love you and I want to spend my life with you. And it's just giving that woman the satisfaction of being a woman of honor, that he chose me. There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people say, "Oh, society makes people feel like they got to get married." I don't care what society say. Society ain't even a big fan of marriage right now. But I feel like this: if you love me, there's nothing wrong with you making it official and putting it on paper. It ain't for me to show everybody, look, he put it on paper. No, it's because it makes me feel like you love me enough to share your life with me. And here's his contract. Here it's on paper. Where my script at? It's on paper. Here it is, right here. You know what I'm saying? That is the customs of our society. That's the customs of the world that we living in. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are scared of commitment, and that lets you know. That lets you know where that individual stand. And I stand on that. You know what I'm saying? I stand on that. But you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably gonna get a whole bunch of. I don't know if y'all ready for that. We'll address that later on. Okay. So long distance relationships. We talked about that. Let's talk about that. I'm not a fan of long distance relationship. Let's just say that. Let's talk about interracial relationships. Are you willing to date outside your race? I have dated outside of my race. It was not. It had nothing to do with race. It was individual. It wasn't pleasing at all. It wasn't successful at all. It says a number of Africans marry interracially increased by 18%. Okay. Um, to me, love doesn't have a color. The heart still pumps red blood. It's your heart is still red. Everybody's heart is red. Love doesn't have a color. So I don't even know why they put this in this survey. If that person wins your heart and they're black and you're white or whatever it is, you're Asian and they're white or whatever it is, they have just won your heart. But you got a lot of customs. There is a lot of barrier in different cultures and customs that does not prohibit it in a racial marriage. It's like a stipulation in culture that you have to marry within your culture. I get that. I understand that. I mean, I don't understand it, but it's a reality. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're white, green, gray, alien, whatever. If you show me that you love me, then we together. You know what I'm saying? We together. You know. Um. Let's see. let's talk about this. Are you willing to date younger? Are you willing to date younger? Age gap, relationship statistics. They say that age is just a number. As we have agreed, as long as everyone respect and love one another, then age shouldn't get in the way. Uh, Now I will tell you, I am not a fan of older men. I'm not a fan of older men. Okay. I like younger men because I'm not a cougar. Let's get that out of the way. I even when I was a teenager, even now, even no, I should say teenager. Even as a young woman, I've always preferred younger men because of their energy. Um, because I loved how they saw life. They always had a fresh outlook on life. Everything was always new and perspective, and you just was like, this, and you had to be an intellectual with me. I love intelligent people, intelligent men. And so, I just love younger men. I just prefer younger men. I feel like older men, for some reason, try to control you, and they want you to fit them, and they just don't know how to compromise and articulate, because it's like either their way or the highway type of situation. I've dealt with that with older men. I don't want to deal with that. I want someone that's a free thinker, that loves God, that's an intellectual. And I just, I don't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to be older than me. Okay. So those are statistics. We're not gonna keep going because there's a lot that you can go into. So my relationships this year, and it's just point blank, is last year I kind of did not put myself out there because I was trying to see where something was going to go, and it didn't go. It was a no go. It was a no go. So this year I think I'm gonna do a little bit more, putting myself out there. Uh, I do have my eye on someone. I should see. Sometimes, so I'm so transparent that sometimes stuff just comes out. So we're working on keeping our private life private. But I will say this. I'm going to keep my options open. I'm not going to be so restrictive in my options this year. Because people, well, men, they may feel like, oh, I don't fit in that mold, so I'm not going to even engage in you, or they think they know your expectations, or they think they know your wants and your likes, because of what you present out there and what you say. And so that could close a lot of doors for females. It's okay to let them know what you're expecting, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes we say things, and then you come to this revelation and you see things differently, and you're like, huh, maybe it's okay to, engage an individual that thinks that way. Okay. So for me, I'm going to be less restrictive. I'm not going to be as restrictive in my choices. Not that I, have any suitors right now. You know what I'm saying? We do have somebody that loves us, we do. Um, but sometimes that may not be enough. You know what I'm saying? You just got to put it out there, right? And see what comes back, right? Put good vibes out there and see what comes back. All right, guys, we're going to talk about more relationship goals for 2023 after this break. Check it out.
Amazon author Clayleen Woods has supplied all of your literary needs on Amazon. Whether you are an individual, a woman that suffers from depression or low self-esteem, or if you are a little one that looks like us, that may be experiencing bullying at school, or you just don't feel like you fit in, she has the book for you that will give you the pick you up that you need. You are beautiful, you are special, and you are valued. And just in case your family or society have not told you, she has took on the burden, not even the burden, but the cause to tell you that you are beautiful. You are exceptional. You are phenomenal. Check.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Those are all of my literary works. All of my literary works on Amazon. You guys know that already. What you don't know is that I released another book called Rooted. That is also on Amazon. And you can get that right now. Okay. And support your girl. Support your girl. And check out those books. Some of those books are really good. Some of them are stories of my life. Some of them are just positive affirmation for little girls and for women to get you through the day. Oh my, that recipe book, Cornbread for the Soul. I love that book. That if you just want something to encourage you to get you through the week, that's the book for you. Okay. And so yeah, support, show your love, and check it out. Okay. Check it out. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be not restrictive this year, and I'm looking at male individuals. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna, I feel like I'm not gonna be just like. Sometimes we as women, we kind of just hold our breath. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, when is that gonna come? When is this? When am I gonna be able to be presented and be in a relationship? You just holding your breath and hoping that it work out. Or you just looking any slight slight interest, you just hopping, you just go, you jumping in with 2 feet. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be just focused on what I got going on coming up, and if it presents itself, it presents itself, and if it don't, it don't. There's not a lack of love over here. I want to say that. Let's just put that out there. um there's not a lack of interest over here, but sometimes you just gotta see a thing for what it is and keep that thing moving. How about that? Right. Okay, so if you are, what if you are just single and ready to mingle? Are you going to casually date? Now, I will tell you, traditionally, in my faith, we do not believe in casually just dating multiple individuals. We believe that 9 times out of 10, that person you meet, that's the person you're gonna marry. That's how I was raised. Now I don't necessarily share that belief set now, um, because sometimes it just won't. It don't work out. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you got to marry the first person that you meet. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I don't think I'll be casually dating this year. I most definitely not serious inquiries, serious individuals that I just really want to get to know. That may be a possibility, depending on how certain situations go. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know. I don't know. That casually dating, like you're. It's like, to me, it's like you building up all these connections with all of these individuals, and they don't work out. Now you're still connected to all these individuals. Like, that's, to me, that's just too much traffic. That's just too much traffic. Now, is companionship different from dating? Excuse me. Is companionship different from dating? I say yes, it is. You may have someone that you just cool with, that you just go out with, and or you don't go out with them and you just spend time with, or whatever, and you just have companionship with them. That's something different than somebody that you're trying to get to know and build a whole relationship with. I think that's something different, right? And I don't know, for some people like, Quinn, you were so way off. I don't know. But companionship to me is someone that's by your side, you have this relationship with, and they're just there with you in whatever capacity that you two have both agreed upon. I know that this sounds like so non-traditional Christianity that they probably gonna say, "What's wrong with her? Y'all, let's start praying. She's talking crazy." But I'm saying it's because people actually live like this. They have companions. They are not in a relationship with them. They're with this individual because they trust them, because they have security with them. They make them feel safe, and they have this agreement that we are not in a relationship. But when we need the comfort of an individual, they come together and they may have dinner. It don't have to always be sexual. and they consider them a companion. I'm telling you, this happens. So that's something different than dating someone to try to be in a relationship with. That may be something that somebody may be exploring for 2023. The reason why I'm saying this because there's been a whole lot of failed relationships in 2022 that you just don't want to bring in 2020. And you were like, I'm getting tired, I'm getting old, I'll settle for a companion. Now, I'm not saying this for myself. I'm just saying it's out there. People are literally living this way. I know this to be true. I know this to be true. Okay. So I don't, hey, whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. All right. So relationship goals in 2022. Another goal that I'm gonna have in 2022 is checking for authenticity. That's gonna be a biggie. That's a biggie on my list. After everything I have experienced in my life, I'm gonna need to really see if you are down. Are you really for me, or are you just playing games? Are you wasting time? Are you looking for me to be a companion? You know what I'm saying? Or do you really want to be with me? You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. That is my goals. So yeah, I got a lot on my plate as far as relationships. I don't know if I'm gonna make it hard or easy for somebody or whatever. But just looking at my DM, just looking at the DM alone, it's like, yeah, bro, it's a lot of mental people out here. It's a lot of mental people out here. And I'm a type of person, I do my research. I'm not gonna just respond to you. It's always something. Hold on one second, guys. It never fails. It's always somebody call. Always somebody gonna call me when they don't call me until I go live. That's how I go. Okay, so yeah, authenticity is a big thing for me. Just going through these different relationships, it gets exhausting, and I think that's why I'm being so. I shouldn't say restrictive, but I gonna be I'm being cautious, and I'm going with what I trust, what I know. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have safety and security than be out here in the unknown. For one, it's a lot going on. A lot of people are broken. A lot of people suffer mental issues, and they want to be attached to something or someone, so they get into a relationship to kind of have that person be like an aid or a medicine to soothe, and it's okay. But when you get into a relationship, you need to be okay. You got to make sure you okay first before you present yourself and bring yourself to a whole individual to engage in a relationship with somebody, because they're looking for you to love them and to be security for them. And how you gonna be in a relationship with somebody and you yourself is not well yourself? So you need to get yourself well first before you try to bring something to the table to somebody else or presenting yourself to somebody else in 2023. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of broken hearts going on. A lot of people been broken. A lot of people have suffered loss in their life, and they are not okay. I said that Sunday when I was teaching Sunday school. They are not okay. You know what I'm saying? And then you jumping off in this relationship and you expecting them to be what you have lost, and they're not. They're just themselves. And now you got a problem. You got a problem, right? So you make sure that you okay before you be doving off in these new relationships. You know what I'm saying? Take care of that temper. Take care of that smart mouth. Take care of that selfishness first. All right. Take care of you that are being honorary. Take care of all that first before you try to ask somebody to be in your life. You know? Uh so that's authenticity. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone that loves God. You know, you may not be a Christian. You might say, Queen, I ain't even really into that church. That's okay, but I am. And I want somebody that considers God an authoritative force and that loves him. Because if you love him, you're gonna treat me right. That's my theory. I could be wrong. Now I've been with individuals who say they love God, who said that they had a relationship with God, and did not understand that it was not okay to lust after other women and be with me. I don't understand that principle, but you say you love God. But you know what? Everybody that love God, they will listen. And me too. I don't do everything right. I haven't done everything right in relationships. I'm not gonna say that I have. I haven't. Okay. But yeah, I'm looking for somebody that has authenticity, who loves God, that loves me just for wig on and wig off, who love me wig on and wig off. Um, and just gonna be honest. You know, that's all you can really ask for from an individual, right? You ain't gotta buy me no house and no car. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you just want to, then hey, that's cool too. But I'm not materialistic. I'm more for the heart. I'm a romantic. I'm a principle type of person, and so that's what I'm looking for in 2023. So hopefully we will get our heart's desire. The Bible says if you delight yourself in him, he will give you the desires of your heart. And so yeah, we're looking for that, right? We are looking for that. Okay, guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. And I hope that this is giving you some type of clarity. Um and hopefully, you meet that one this year. This is your year, sis. This is your year, bro, to find the person that completes you, like the movie says. You complete me, right? That's what you're looking for. I'm gonna tell you right now. If I'm floating, I'm glowing and I'm floating, and that's a reason why. Huh? Huh? I'm floating and I'm glowing, and that's a reason why. And it ain't none of y'all business. Ha! No. Guys, I want you to enjoy your new year. Be the best you can be this year. And we're looking for big things. I got a lot of big things that's happening to me in the next couple of weeks. I will be sharing. God has been so good to me, and I don't even deserve it, but God has been good to me. Everything is new, 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 new. New this, new that, new this is happening to me. And I'm going to share it to you once everything's come to fruition. Everything is new, 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 new. And it came right as the was leaving and was passing by. God said, "Here's now." I had to move the old so you can get the new, because they can't go and get the new. They're not gonna be able to partake in the new. So now I got new stuff, and I'm super excited about it. Okay, so we're gonna be sharing that with you guys. Okay, now this is your Queen Clayton saying, "Be great." Bye bye.